The Central Bank of Nigeria formulated the microfinance policy in 2005 in order to deepen the access of micro-entrepreneurs to financial services. As well, the policy was meant to economically empower the active poor and unleash their economic developmental potential. The microfinance policy regulated the transformation of community banks and the establishment of new microfinance banks. Microfinance banks are supervised by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation provides deposit insurance cover to clients of microfinance banks. Currently, over 860 microfinance banks are licensed. Only 3 are national microfinance banks, 8 are state microfinance banks, and the remaining are unit microfinance banks licensed for operation in one locality only. These microfinance banks were meant to cater for the economically active poor. But how many of these poor small business owners are aware of or patronize microfinance banks? A cross-section of small business owners have this to say about microfinance banks.
The way I run the business, because sometimes you won't give money. The time where you need them, you know, if you collect them, you shall immediately.
Okay, they used them before, but I don't enjoy their loan. That is why I stopped.
Due to bank, all this bank issue, bank collapse issue, so nobody trusts the sector. Yeah, everybody are afraid. Maybe with time they can collapse, so that no one want to put in money. Yeah, everybody want to put in money in safety place.
Where are the fear? Why we say the fear? Say it's like that. Trim, they come to us to come and invite us, and we join hands together with them, and it's like that they carry our money around.
Financial institutions across the world and in Nigeria compete against one another, trying to attract and retain the same middle to upper income retail customers year after year. Yet there is an enormous market that most banks are ignoring. The world's 2.5 billion adults, almost half of the world, who are either unbanked or underbanked. Unbanked customers are those who have no checking, savings, credit, or insurance account with a traditional regulated depository institution. Underbanked customers, on the other hand, have one or more of these accounts but still carry out many of their financial transactions with alternative service providers such as check cashing services, payday lenders, and even pawn shops, and still use cash for many transactions. By any measure, global or domestic, the unbanked and underbanked population represents a large and potentially profitable untapped market. So why are microfinance banks not serving these people?
Most of these enterprises are not aware of what microfinance bank is all about. A good number of them believe that microfinance bank is just go in there and collect money.
Basically, I can also challenge the operators of microfinance banks because most of them do not venture out to market themselves to the small business owners.
One of the plans we have is to organize financial literacy lectures.
Yes, financial literacy in a simple term is for one to know how one to generate money, what to do to generate that money, and how you are going to keep a simple record. Very simple record. It's just a simple record of income and expenditure. Let me just put it like that. A simple record of your income and expenditure as a small business holder. How do you, because before you go into a bank and say you wanted a loan, you should know what you want to do with that loan. what interest are you going to pay, and balance the interest you are going to pay with the business you are going to do, and what is going to be your income, and how you are going to be above that interest the bank is going to charge you.
It's not a good idea for them giving someone money when they didn't know the kind of business the person is doing. Before giving someone money, they really have to go to the person's shop, look at the way he shop, look at the kind of business he's doing. You understand? Before giving him loan.
80% of Nigerians do not properly understand the workings of the financial sector and understand little to nothing about financial services. So, whose responsibility is it to provide financial literacy? Here is what the chairman of a business development committee in Bida local government had to say.
You have agencies of government that are supposed to develop small businesses. You can promote the small businesses if the person doing the business doesn't even know how to do basic bookkeeping. He wouldn't know whether he's doing business or not. Then the NGOs who are operating in this sector, whether they are business development committees or NGOs promoting small businesses, is a multi-directional responsibility.
Obviously, financial literacy and public enlightenment will help to dispel the negative perception of the people towards microfinancing. But some microfinance banks seem to fancy armchair banking. This irony we shall see in the next report. Tunde Peter is a photographer whose shop is less than 150 yards away from a microfinance bank. Yet,
microfinance bank because say I want the banks where you say I believe say tomorrow anywhere where I keep my money it is safe. That's why I don't use microfinance bank. They never come here, come do marketing. You say they even come now, maybe I will consider them to be doing money there.
You took my money, took my money, took my money, cause I don't care. Took my money, took my money.
So you don't know anything about Microfinance Bank? I don't know anything else.
I've been hearing something about it, but I don't know anything about it.
I've been hearing pertaining their this thing. I've been hearing their destiny, but I don't, because I'm not interested in that.
That microfinance bank, I really don't know how they operate. But I've been hearing, some of my friends have been telling me about microfinance, but nobody has ever come to me, introducing it to me formally. You know.
You took my money, took my money, took my money, cause I don't care. Took my money, took my money.
We employ the services of the town crier. We also meet with new firms associations, and also we encourage our existing customers to talk to their family members.
Despite several government initiatives, 46% of the population remains financially excluded, with no access to formal or informal financial services. This compares unfavorably to countries such as Kenya, Botswana, and South Africa, where only 1/3 to 1/4 of the population is financially excluded. This lack of access is not derived from a lack of interest or demand.
They never come here, come do marketing. You say they even come now, maybe I will consider them to be doing money there. But since they don't come, you see, First Bank don't come. Africa too, they come my place. So from there, I just try to open account with them.
Almost 75% of the unbanked population in Nigeria would like to have a bank account. Furthermore, the great majority of Nigerians would like to know how to save for their old age, about 63%, how to save regularly, 60%, and how to open a bank account, 55%, and how interest rates are calculated, 52%. This information displays the needs and wants of the under and unserved population and their need for financial education. When microfinance banks address these needs, people's lives can positively be affected both financially and socially. Here is the success story of a small business owner.
must have a group from 8 people to more than 8 people to 20, 18, whatever. So we are able to form our group. We are 8 in group, but one of us are defaulting. So, and it happened that if anyone defaults, the bank will seize the rest of people money. So I decided to stay on my own without carrying anybody problem on my head. I was able to manage my business even without their assistance. My business is looking as if something that's ready to lose. That kind of a thing. You don't go market when you're supposed to go market. You don't have what you're supposed to have. So it's like the world is going to come and end. Yeah, my business has taken a new meaning. I can able to buy more than I used to buy before. Get more items. You know, when customer comes, they will see what they like. Wow. It's like I'll have to open another branch. Yes, because their money is all about increase. I realized where I've been before, and now the increase I'm having now is beyond what I used to have before.
We are on the move. I cannot say 100% of the job has been done. In fact, it's only a little percentage of the job that has really been done, because microfinance banks were set up to galvanize the local economy. But as you can see around, through experience and what one can verify, you will discover that we still have a lot of young people on the road walking up and down, even graduates looking for jobs that are non-existent.
The lack of access to financing and inclusion in Nigeria is one factor that has prevented the poor from taking advantage of Nigeria's fast economic growth in recent years. Despite being the most populous African nation and having the second largest economy, Nigeria is a mid-level player in the sub-Saharan banking sector and lags behind some of its peers in Africa with respect to financial inclusion. In 2010, only 36% of Nigerian adults were served by formal financial services, a figure much lower than in South Africa and Kenya. 81% of the unbanked say that they do not have enough money to start a formal account. 36% say that having a formal account is too expensive, and about 30% cite distance and insufficient documentation. World Bank estimates show businesses in Nigeria obtain only 1% of their financing from banks and other financial institutions. Based on this information, it is possible to state that effective microfinancing can go a long way in empowering the poor and stimulating economic growth for those at the bottom of the pyramid.